Hello, good members. Welcome back to the Kuhb Games YouTube channel. Welcome back to RGT to 1K. We press on with machines. We are over 700. I believe we're at 701 on the ladder. So, as little above 700 as you can actually be and say that you're still over 700. But, yeah, didn't feel the need to make any changes to the list. Still want to try out the Call of the Haunted a little bit more. Haven't really, seen it a whole lot, but we've only played like 4 matches with it or something like that. So yeah, just kind of sticking with this, trying to go up the ladder as much as we can. Hopefully we can gain a little bit of elo today and not drop below that 700 mark. But yeah, I am finally getting done with being busy. I know there hasn't been a whole lot of content uploaded, like other than the RGT to 1K stuff recently to the channel. But yeah, as always, very much appreciate you all supporting the channel, hanging out here, watching these RGT to 1K videos. But I will have, hopefully we'll have some more content coming for just the regular channel sometime soon. I've already been working on some of it. Just gotta, get it recorded, edited, all that good stuff, and get it up. But yeah, you all are here for RGT to 1K. Just, felt like giving an update where I can. But yeah, let's get out onto the ladder. Let's get some matches. I was right. It is 701. We are 46 and 19, I think the record was. Who needs a memory? But we are here with the first match. The opponent is tanking here on their RPS decision, but hopefully we'll get a decision soon here. There we go. All right, and we do get to go first, so worth the wait, clearly. Let's see if we can get some busted hands here. I know everything was kind of, yeah, this is pretty good. Would love this Graceful Charity here to hit, Giant Trunade, Heavy Storm, the usual. Premature Burial would also be nice. None of those things. Okay, that's fine too. We do have Monster Gate to go along with Cyberstein and Facilier, which is pretty good. We could go turn 1 King Dragoon. That's totally possible. I'm going to ditch DMOC here, probably ditch a meta. I kind of don't want to go turn 1 King Dragoon. I kind of want to play out my Facilier, though, but also don't really want to set. I don't think I need to do anything here. I'm just going to pass the turn. Like, maybe we figure out the opponent is, like, on an RGT deck or whatever. We want to go into Last Warrior from Another Planet. Maybe we need to meta off a Gatling Dragon for whatever reason. For another Gatling Dragon, flip some more coins, stuff like that. Turn 1 King Dragoon, is very powerful. That is certainly true, but I don't think it's necessary here. The opponent does have a couple Thunder Dragons in hand now. And, well, this set is probably a Jar of Greed, if I had to guess. And draw another Cyberstein. And this one's interesting. I could go into Gatling Dragon here. I do have the limiter removal. The problem is, of course, Ring of Destruction would beat us here. Raigeki Break would be pretty bad. I think what I'm going to do... Yeah. Well, hold on. I do have double Cyberstein. So what if I just set this and then Monster Gate this first Stein? That way we have, King Dragoon for the future if we want it. And if we hit Jinzo here, that could be pretty good. We hit Facilier. Okay. That's not bad. Do I want to go into King Dragoon? It plays around Night Assailant turn 1. I don't think so. Pretty much setting up for a win here on the next turn. This could be... I don't really even think it's that greedy. Yeah, Raigeki Break, obviously... King Dragoon would have beaten that, but that's also like a Raigeki Break that's drawn out that we don't have to worry about for our Cyberstein play, potentially. And I was going to say, like, we kind of know that other one is a Jar of Greed because the opponent discarded it by accident. So yeah, so now we just got to beat this one back row. Ooh, a little Scapegoat here. Well, I do have a Monster Gate, and now we're guaranteed Blowback Dragon or Jinzo. Yeah. Yeah. Scapegoat. I could just set Scapegoat here. The opponent discarded Nox, so we still know about Double Thunder Dragon in hand. I'm just gonna go for it. This is a little, potentially a little greedy here. But I think it's okay. I can go into Gatling Dragon, and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and activate. See if this is alright. And I'm gonna make my push here. Let's flip some coins. Alright, I would love 2 heads. That would be ideal. Okay, at least 1, please. Alright, we got 1. I'm just gonna kill this new set, I think. Dekoichi. Alright, not a bad one to hit. And I'm just gonna Monster Gate off Stein now. See if this is good. Would love to hit Jinzo. Though Blowback Dragon could clear the monster. So Blowback Dragon also not bad. Jinzo's just good at being, you know, the almighty protector. Alright. It is Blowback Dragon. I'm gonna try to kill the monster, try to get in for lethal here, I think. What do we think the back row is, though? I could just be another Jar of Greed. Could be whatever. Could be a Mirror Force, and I could lose. But I think I'm gonna go for... well, I think... I think I'm gonna go for resetting Dueling Book first. Oh, okay. I think the opponent... They said can. So I think they were gonna ask if they can chain after the flips. But it doesn't matter. Blowback Dragon never flips heads. I think I'm going to hold on to my meta here. And I'm just going to do some attacks here. Moth. I gets back Nox, sure. So we have Knock, Double Thunder Dragon in hand. We'll attack with Gatling Dragon. Not going to limit her here, of course. And set the Scapegoat and pass the turn. Oh, it's Raigeki Break. Okay. That makes sense. We lose out on the Scapegoat. That's fine, unless the opponent has BLS in hand. We know 2 of the cards are blanks. Chaos Sorcerer is definitely beatable with Metamorphosis. The BLS, though, is not beatable. So... basically, the BLS would be beatable with the Scapegoat, because I can, grab Tear, but... Alright, Snatch comes down. And summon Deco. Alright, well, we're not dead. And if I draw into Heavy Storm or Giant Trunade, I get this Gatling Dragon back? Okay. Not bad. 1 Trunade's gone. Yeah, so we still have Heavy Double Trunade in the deck. I guess in draw phase, I'm gonna activate Scapegoat first. Opponent says they have something in draw phase. Ring of Destruction. Okay. Alright. We're gonna lose game 1 here. That's okay. Looks like we're playing against Turbo. I took the brain control out. I had the easy swap with the mind controls and just take out the lightning vortex and the brain control. Now I have to think. I guess I'll just get rid of a Jar of Greed here. Seems fine to me. We've been kind of like, just eating up the turbo deck, so I guess now's our time to lose. I also feel like maybe my brain's not all here today. Honestly. This hand's fine. I'm just going to set Reckless Greed, pass the turn. No reason to Reasoning turn 1. Definitely, maybe could have won that game had I gone in on King Dragoon, like, not even just turn 1, but, like, later on instead of going for the Stein play. I just kind of went all in. Didn't work out. Sometimes that happens. I'm going to let the duo happen here, I guess. Okay, that was best case scenario. I'll get rid of Demok as well. And the opponent has Pot of Greed as well. Cool. Very nice. No Thunder Dragons, though. Alright. Giant Truenate's pretty excellent here. Yeah, I guess I'll throw that down and I'll chain Reckless Greed. Sure. Get some extra draws flowing. Hopefully, you know, Reasoning does its job. And make sure the Reckless Greed's good here. Okay. Oh, Mind Control? Alright. Mind Control is very good here. And throw down Reasoning. Start there. 2. Okay. That is a good call. We do have Cyberstein in the deck, but I'm gonna get this Blowback Dragon here. And yeah, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and Reasoning again. Sure. And they call 2 again. Makes sense. We do have a pretty high chance of hitting Cyberstein, but hopefully we don't. We hit Jinzo. Awesome. Now, well, I guess, yeah. If I knew I was going to hit Cyberstein, but, yeah, there's a real chance I could hit, I think I'm going to Mind Control here. Rather than use Blowback, because if that is Dekoichi, then I get to draw a card? No, I'm just gonna activate Blowback. Let's give some flips. That way, like, because unless we draw, like, almost exactly Stein... Oh, come on, Blowback Dragon. I was going to say, if Blowback Dragon worked, then we would have the Mind Control for next turn if the opponent sets a monster. Oh, it's Moth? Ooh, well, that's incredible. I'll get back Premature Burial then. All right, and the opponent's just going to concede. Okay, did we have lethal? We didn't quite have lethal on board, but we do get back our Demok there, get us into more cards. So I'm glad the glad the Blowback didn't work out. Taking them off there was quite nice. But let's see if we can pick up this game 3 here. Maybe get the brain going a little bit. Might be in sleep mode. I did made some birria tacos earlier today, and those things, whew, man. If you all know birria, you know. Birria is really good stuff. All right, Giant Trunade, pretty excellent draw here. I'm going to slam down this Graceful. And hopefully draw into some sort of starter here. Limiter's not bad. Heavy's not bad. Jar of Greed is Jar of Greed. I guess I'll get rid of Meta. And probably Jog? Sure. Seems fine to me. Jar of Greed is pretty good here. And I don't think I'm going to Mind Control this turn. Yeah, I think I'm just going to set Ring, set Jar, pass the turn, and see what I can get into here. Oh, opponent is going to just go ahead and throw off a Raigeki Break. That's fine. They hit the Jar of Greed. Cool. Think I would have rather them hit the Ring here. Yep, they throw off their own Jog. Opponent's been playing very predictably with the traps, which is not like a bad thing. Okay, they're going to set Deco. Well, now I know which one I need to Mind Control. Yeah, I kind of thought the opponent was playing on mobile. The opponent needs to get some lessons from Gulaz on how to play on mobile. All right, well, now that I know that that's Deco, I'm a has that. Give me that, please. has me an extra draw here. All right, Cyberstein? Demok. Yeah. That's not the best of draws for sure. Okay, well, We do need to find something at some point to get this started. A reasoning, a monster gate would be very good, something like that. But we do have Giant Trunade, Heavy Storm. Anything to find a Cyberstein would be just excellent here. Unfortunately, the best the deck can do is a Scapegoat, so I'm just going to pass the turn. The reason I didn't flip Scapegoat on the attack, of course, was the opponent could just summon Tribe in main 2. Do I take another 14? I think I'll activate the Scapegoat now because I have a backup. So if the opponent summons out Tribe, it's fine. We can decide if we want to take it out with a ring. We'll lose our goats. Oh. Well, now that makes the decision a whole lot easier because I won't even be out of Stein range if I ring a Tribe. Okay. There we go. Reasoning's pretty good here. Is it enough for me to want to just like... Well, I guess I could just Trunade and not ring. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Sure, I'll Trunade here. See what the opponent does. Do you have one more Thunder Dragon in hand? Nothing, okay. And yeah, I'll throw down Reasoning. If I get into Stein here, there's a chance I could do some good stuff. But we'll see what happens. Not totally sure what this middle monster is right here. Opponent hasn't been flipping it up, so... Alright, they call 2 again. Alright, now they got me. Okay, yeah, I'll reset my ring, maybe? Maybe not this time. I've got the Heavy Storm. I'll just pass the turn. Opponent hasn't really had a good chance to like flip up a Night Assailant, so it could be a Night Assailant, could be a Serpent. Probably not a Sangan. Feel like you would have been attacking with that alongside the Deco. Here comes the Tribe. Yeah, we drew the Tribe for turn. Cool. That's bad for me. Yep, discard Thunder Dragon. Sure. I lose my goats. Okay. Man. Gotta find something here. Another Scapegoat, okay. Okay. Well, that's fine. I'll set one of them. I'll set the ring as well. This way, like, when the opponent attacks, I could just ring the Tribe. And, yeah, get some goats up. I'm going to make sure there are no attacks. The opponent went to main 2. But I need to... Hold on. I need to make sure there are no attacks. Because if I'm left with 4 goats, that's great. Okay. End of battle phase. I will Ring of Destruction your Tribe Infecting Virus, please. Okay. Both take 1600. The goats are here to stay. So that's pretty good. And the opponent didn't attack any of them either, so cool. We take those. Reckless Greed. All right. That one's interesting here. I will set it, and I'll pass the turn. Really looking for a monster gate here. Don't like my position, obviously. But our one starter that we found, the reasoning, the opponent called it correctly. So, you know, what do? It is a Night Assailant. Okay. That makes sense. Another Night Assailant. Okay, so we're just going to clear the goats now. It's fine. Wasn't really expecting double Night Assailant there. I guess I could just die to a ring here. Maybe not. Okay, Pot of Greed. All right, that's a good draw. It's a very good draw. We do have double Night Assailant in attack position, so that's potentially pretty good for me. Throw down this pot here. Reasoning, all right. Premature Burial. All right. Okay, and yeah, I mean, I'm going to Heavy Storm. chain this Reckless Greed. I guess it's good. They couldn't really do anything with what they had here. Another limiter removal? Okay. Alright, well let's play Reasoning. The opponent's almost certainly not going to call 2 here. Man, a very, very good chance I win here. Pot into pot into Reckless Greed. Pretty good. Turns out when you draw 5 cards in a turn, things can happen that are good for you. But we'll see what they call. Yeah, they call 6. That makes a lot of sense. I'll just say even like getting a Cyberstein's not that bad here. All right, they do call it correctly, but it's Blowback Dragon. Which means 28-56. That's 54. Yeah, we win the game. All right, Premature Burial. Leblow Black Dragon. Summon Facilier. And then it's 46. Okay, so I want to do this in a certain... I guess it doesn't really matter. There's no way to really play around Kuriboh here, right? Sure. And then I'll just limit a removal again. All right, and we're going to be able to pick up that game somehow. The opponent, the GG, they give the WP. Seems like a fun deck to play. I love this deck. You all already know that, but somehow, like, I'm not feeling 100% as far as my thinking goes. I know I've mentioned that a couple of times, but we were able to talking is hard. We were able to pull out this game 3, even though it wasn't looking too good, and we are going to be jumping up to 713. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the machine version is more resilient necessarily. It's more explosive, but I did beat Duo Pot of Greed and the correct call on the Reasoning. But yeah. All right, opponent's out of here. We're out of here. We're gonna get one more. We're gonna see if we can jump up even more. But we're at 713. Let's grab another match. All right, match number 2 here. Really had to fight that last one out. Hopefully, you know, we can get some less stressful games. No, I do love the games where you really have to think, sort of go through a whole bunch of different lines, a bunch of different decisions. Those games are fun, and you know, those are the ones that sharpen your skills quite a bit. There are, you know, obviously some matches that we've seen. Ooh, it might happen right now. There's some matches that we've seen with this deck where it's just kind of like, oops, you're dead, and there wasn't really much to it. But yeah, we'll see if Pot of Greed can lead us there. We do have a limiter removal. The opponent played nothing. Second limiter, Monster Gate. No, we're so close. All right, set the Jar of Greed. I don't know. Well, we'll pass to the opponent. Maybe they're doing the same thing. Could very well be a Reasoning Gate deck over there. Upstart Goblin Pass is not super uncommon. Okay, we do see a set monster. Ooh, Scapegoat. Scapegoat's very good here. Gonna go ahead and lead on the Jar of Greed, though. See if I can find something else. Okay. Second Jog, totally fine. So set that, and we will set our Scapegoat and pass the turn. I've got double Giant True Nade with a Monster Gate double limiter removal. It's looking pretty good here. Get to see 2 more cards next turn as well. Yeah, Deco's totally fine. Looks like probably Chaos Turbo again. Upstart Goblin Go is very odd for a Turbo turn 1, but I guess it could happen. We just got triple Thunder Dragon in hand or something. I don't know. That'd be kind of funny. But yeah, gonna activate Scapegoat here. On the opponent's end. Took the 1400 again, just like in the first match. Didn't really want to run into Tribe. Alright, but now we'll just go ahead and Giant True Nade. See if this is okay. I'll flip up my Jar of Greed. Reasoning? Okay, well, I don't want a reasoning first. The reasoning is Monster Gate could hit Cyberstein. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and Monster Gate here and see what's up. Yeah, okay. So we did hit the Stein. All right. Not playing around Kuriboh or anything here. Well, I guess I could, right? Yeah, I can summon Blowback as well. Here's my Gatling Dragon. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I am supposed to flip the coins here. We'll play around Kuriboh. I know it's game one. It's very unlikely, but when you have the ability to do so, I guess you do. I'm not going to flip any heads here. Okay. Do I have lethal? Yeah, I do have lethal without summoning the Blowback Dragon. So I'm just not going to give up that information. And yeah, plop down this limiter. And plop down this limiter. All right. Well, I guess I still could have played around. Well, hold on. 46, 92. So I guess Blowback Dragon would have only dealt 78. So yeah, that's totally fine. We'll do what we did last time. I think, like, given, like, if you can play around the Kuriboh, do so, sure. But given the fact that I flipped 0 heads with a Gatling Dragon, the Blowback Dragon wouldn't have been enough anyway. We'll just conserve the information, not give it to the opponent. Let's get rid of Lightning Vortex. Let's get rid of this Jar of Greed. Is that what I did, or did I swap out the call? I think I swapped out the jog. That's fine. I'll give the opponent the thanks here. They're not too happy about our turn 1, but I'm pretty happy about it. I think it was a great turn. All right, opponent leads on Duo. Yeah, we lose our Trunade, which is unfortunate, but okay. We lose our Jar of Greed. We did beat Duo Pot of Greed last game, so... Or last match. That was not great. Unfortunately, no... No Trap Dust Shoot from the opponent. There we go. I'll think of the card one day. Yeah, Jog's fine. No Royal Decree over here. I do appreciate the opponent checking, though. A lot of people just draw immediately off a Jar of Greed, but Royal Decree is definitely a thing, especially coming from this deck. Mega Morph. Okay, there's the Trap Dust Shoot. Okay. Demog going back to the deck is actually pretty nice for me. I would rather it be there, I think, than in my hand. Yeah, I guess I will Jog here. There's a chance I could draw a Scapegoat, and that'd be pretty good. Or I can draw another Monster Gate. Okay. Well, if we can find another monster, you know, we're kind of off to the races here. Now just immediate pass from the opponent? Okay, well. Another Monster Gate. Alright, alright, I'll just pass the turn. I wonder what's in their hand. Just have a bunch of Chaos monsters, potentially. Alright, another limiter removal. Yeah, I mean... I can find a Scapegoat. Things are looking pretty good. Scapegoat would be very good. Facilier is very good here. The set of monster Jinzo. Great. Great. Do I want to set something, or do I just want to discard Jinzo? I kind of just want to discard Jinzo. That turns on Call of the Haunted and Prima as really good options here. Because, like, getting back Jinzo specifically is very nice. Okay, the opponent does draw on a Thunder Dragon finally. Moth. Okay, well, Duo, you know, whatever. Pick. Pick your poison. Hopefully they hit Monster Gate. They hit Limiter. Okay. Do I need 3 Monster Gates? I probably don't. But do I need Megamorph plus Limiter? I could, actually, to kill. And the opponent's at 6,000. I'm just going to get rid of a Monster Gate. I don't think I need 3 of them. Alright, we are going to tribute for Thunder Dragon. Cool. Okay, well. I guess I'll die to a Dark Balter. That's fine. I do have Ring in the deck, so... And Call of the Haunted, actually. Call of the Haunted pretty good here against Dark Balter. Meta's not doing it, though. I'll just pass the turn. This is one of like the hidden modes of of Turbo siding into the control package, where they can just drop a Dark Balter sometimes out of nowhere and really get you. But yeah, it's something you gotta go. Oh, we have a Chaos Monster. Okay. Yeah, we go into another Balter, sure. And here's Chaos Sorcerer. So now we'll see. I'm not dead. Call of the Haunted still pretty decent. Upstart Goblin. Okay. I'll play it. We'll see if the opponent negates it. I also have Megamorph. Drew the D-Mock. Come on. Alright. I'm just going to concede here. Do I want to bring in something to deal with Dark Balter? I don't hate bringing in a Raigeki Break. I think it's kind of interesting. I don't want to water things down too much, but I think that's all right. It helps with, you know, potentially like set at turn 1, hit a Scapegoat if the opponent only sets 1 back row, and I have lethal on the next turn. Takes out Dark Balter. Can take out Tear, because the opponent definitely, with their Metamorphosis, could be siding in Scapegoat. Alright, this hand's totally fine. Let's just go ahead and Graceful Charity. Alright. Alright. Very, very good Graceful Charity here, obviously. Man. I guess I just get rid of Raigeki Break then. Sure. And a Trunade? Man, I don't discard Trunade very often, but it could be Snatch Steal. Snatch is really good if the opponent, I don't know, does anything. I'll get rid of a Trunade. If they're siding in Control Package, there's a good chance they're not on Solemn Judgment. Famous last words. Obviously, they still could be. But generally, looking at, you know, top 8 deck lists and stuff like that, you don't really see both of them together. Gaining 1,000 life points here is nice. And me leaving an open field means, I guess, a little bit of a higher chance of the opponent summoning out something. Metamorphosis is interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go for something here. Let's Trunade. We'll see if the opponent, if they flip Scapegoat, now, like, Metamorphosis actually gets even better. Because I can go into, like, second Gatling or something if I need to. But I'm going to lead on Reasoning. See what the opponent thinks. Probably, I'm going to say they probably call 2, which we have a lesser chance of hitting now. Oh, D-Mock. D-Mock's pretty gross here. Is there a way... let's see. So if I Cyberstein, if I get back Limiter removal, I probably just win here because I Stein into Thousand Eyes Restrict, suck their monster, and then Monster Gate. Okay. I just wanted to make sure there was a way to do this without without having to use Gatling Dragon's effect. Well, I'm going to take that monster, please. Thank you. And I'm just going to go ahead and Monster Gate. You get your Sangan effect. Then get Kuriboh. Alright. Well, we do have meta, so that's kind of funny. I guess I do have to meta here. All right. Look at that. Metamorphosis coming in clutch. Let's go get our Gatling Dragon. Hopefully they don't have double Kuriboh in hand, right? I guess they could, but you know, what do you do? I suppose let's just limit her and limit her, and we'll see if they have the double Kuriboh. It's 52, 10,400, 2,800. And let's get in there. Hiya. If they have double Kuriboh, good for you, opponent. You did it. But if they don't have double Kuriboh, they are dead. We'll see here. I guess, like, I could have gone into... No, I think Thousand Eyes Restrict is, what was the safest bet there? Like, I could have gone into Dark Balter to attack over, like, Sangan, but, like, then if they have Spy, things get really bad for me. I could have gone into Gatling Dragon and just used the effect, of course, but then they still get the Kuriboh. So I think the Thousand Eyes Restrict play was still totally fine, and, like, getting back the second limiter, just a little bit heads up. I didn't do it because of Kuriboh, but definitely helps to play around it. I'll see if the opponent is going a little malicious AFK here. If they are, I'm going to cut, and then we'll be back whenever the match is over. But looks like that might be what's happening here. So I'm going to call a judge, and I'll see you all in a little bit. Elo, Elo, Elo. All right. The opponent never came back. They just left, but we are going to be taking this match down. So another 2-0, another good day for RGT to 1K. We're at 723, getting ever closer to our goal of 1,000, but that is going to be the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be back with the next one.